Well, hello and welcome to the Food for Musical Thoughts podcast with Alicia Ma, the diary of a music artist. I am that music artist, and in this podcast, I document my activities, experiences, and creative processes as an independent music artist in hopes that some of it will serve as inspiration or fuel for your own creative endeavors or just food for musical thoughts, hence the title. In today's episode, I will be sharing why I created a Trello board as part of my music planning strategy. So let's get into it. So, if you've listened to episode number 2, where I talked about planning my album in PowerPoint, you may be wondering, like, well, why Trello? Well, Trello, if you're unfamiliar with it, is a visual tool that helps you manage any type of project, workflow, or track tasks. Overall, it's a project management tool. And I've actually been using it for several years now to keep track of various things, including my music. The good thing about it is they have a free plan, which you can start with, which is what I've been using. And it's been working pretty good to manage my tasks. So if you're unfamiliar with Trello, I kind of want to give you, because I'm going to be mentioning all these different terms and I will explain them as I go. But basically, the way it kind of functions, or the way that I see it, is they have workspaces, what they call a term called workspace. And I see that as just like a folder. And then they have boards, which I see as a document within that folder. Is this a way of just kind of visually seeing this? And then they have list, which is I just see as like a page within that document. And then they have cards, which is like the contents on that page. So that's the kind of way I'm just laying it out to kind of give you an idea of what I'll be talking about. Hopefully that helps. So I created a workspace for the album, which is just a location to house all my Trello boards, which is why I compared it to a folder. The Trello boards represent a place to keep track of information, which is why I compared it to a document. And I created a whole workspace instead of just creating a one board within another workspace because I figured I wanted a whole workspace for the album. I may decide to do different boards containing different parts of the project. So I'll get into some board ideas later. So as of now, I have only one board that I've created, which is called the album song list. So to give you a breakdown of the album song board, I have a few different lists inside that board, and they are dashboard, title list, song created, pending feedback, selected for album, didn't make the cut. So each one of those lists contains information. So the dashboard is basically just where I put a picture of the album, the tentative working album cover, and the name of the just some keywords that kind of describe the theme. And then I put actually a list of sub themes within it. I put some goals, some objectives that I wanted to achieve within this song list. So I put an objective, create 21 songs and then choose 7 to 9 of the best ones for the album. So I also have an album keywords list. So basically the album keywords list is just some different words I want to just like reflect on as I'm thinking of different possible songs for the album, because I kind of want to make sure that I keep it within a specific vibe. So yeah, just something to keep me focused. And then I have my themes and then my sub themes for the album. So the keywords is different because the keywords may just be keywords for me could be like in intended uses, or like I have something like different instruments that I want to have in there. And then the themes relate to the overall topics that I want to discuss, or not discuss, but overall topics I want to sing about in the songs. And these are just some things to keep me focused. And that's within the dashboard, along with the genres, so I can be consistent with the genre and not like skew too far from what the genre is that I've chosen for this album. And then I have titles list. It's another list that is called titles. And basically these are just song titles. So I said I want to create 21 songs and choose 7 and 9 for the album. So I got within this list I have 21 cards, which I titled song 1, song 2. So they just blank, but they have just a placeholder of like song 1, song 2, song 3. So as I look through my old recorder and listen to all the different songs, because I keep ideas of songs are always coming to me. So as I listen through, if any song ideas catch my attention, I may put it here in the titles list to come back and develop. And then once the song is developed, I'll put it in song created. So even if it's just like a rough demo of the song, I'll put it in song created. So once I've sent the song out to some people to check it out, give me their feedback, then I'll put it in pending feedback, because that is where I will make the decision as to whether it should go on the album or it won't go on the album. So after pending feedback, I have selected for album. And if it's selected, it'll go on the selected for album list. And if it isn't selected, then it will go in the did not make the cut list. And I'll probably add some more lists to this, like in full production or something, because like I said, these may be just quick demos just to kind of flush out the 21 ideas to find the best 7 to 9 that I want to put on the album before like going through all the process of investing in each one of these songs to be fully developed. So basically that is an overview of the album song list inside the Trello board. I only got that one board within the Trello workspace right now. So for future plans, I'm thinking I may create another board where I store some songs that I like from artists in the Market Mates section of my PowerPoint album plan, which I talked about in episode 2. I may also create some other boards focused on content creation for elements surrounding the album, like social media posts, music videos, etc. I may also even create a PR list board. So there's so many ways to use Trello to manage the album. The key is staying consistent with it and making sure that I update it as I go along. And so that is one of my top priorities. Because one thing is, like having so many different apps and things you got to manage. Sometimes things fall short, but this is a major part of like the album development. And so I'm going to definitely do my best to stay on top of this and update you as I go along. So to recap, as of now, I'm utilizing Trello, and I will put a link to Trello in the show notes. So if you want to check that out, you can do so. So I'm using Trello to help me plan out the songs for the album and keep track of the different stages of each song. And I find Trello is a really simple and easy way to work, especially when you're working with projects and you need a project management tool. So to see the show notes for this episode, you can visit foodformusicalthoughts/EP3. If this episode sparked any questions you would like to ask me, the link for that is also on the show notes page. And I will do my best to answer any of your questions in an upcoming episode. So if you're enjoying this podcast, please subscribe and/or leave a review. It helps the podcast reach new listeners, and I would also very much be appreciative of that. And if you know anybody who could benefit from this information, any other artists, please do share. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this episode sparked some musical thoughts or helpful ideas. I'm wishing you a great day, evening, or night. Bye for now.